I did like the ritual a lot. A lot of people are saying it's Blair Witch without the shaky cam. I think in some ways it's better than Blair Witch, in some ways it's not. Now, some things it does really well. The setting. This dry yellow-brown ground with the mist and the mountains, and then especially the trees. I read one review that they talked about how the trees, they almost become as ominous as prison bars at one point, just in their infinite size and number of them, and I really agree. And this vibe of tourists in a foreign land, but especially big city people out in this wilderness, it's always a winning vibe, and then when you throw in the occult and the pagan belief systems, it's great. And I really did like the banter between the friends. I thought it was believable. A lot of actually surprisingly funny, quotable dialogue, and the psychological aspects, the whole survivor's guild, and the fact that the only reason they're even there is because the friend happened to die, and they're, as the last gift to him, they're going on the trip that he originally wanted to go to. They almost certainly wouldn't have gone otherwise. But where I think this movie became really, really special was when you actually see the people living in this woods and then the monster as well. Now, a lot of people, critics especially, they love when you never see the monster, you never see anything about what's terrorizing them, and it's all left to the imagination, it's all suggestive. I disagree. I think this movie had a great blend where the first half it's suggestive and you're kind of filling in the blanks yourself, but then when they actually did reveal what they interpreted the monster to be, I thought it was incredibly well done. But not only the monster, but having these people that live in the woods. One, I loved how they couldn't speak the same language, so there's this barrier and this feeling that you can't communicate, you can't beg for mercy, but also the fact that they believe in this monster shows that their belief system, not just their language, is so fundamentally alien to you. Even if you could communicate, you wouldn't be able to bribe them, you wouldn't be able to beg for mercy by saying you have a family. It's just that kind of evil that you can't have any kind of ability to impact. In some ways, just as you couldn't reason with the monster, you couldn't really reason with these people who are worshiping the monster either. And it's great because either of these concepts on their own are terrifying. It's terrifying getting chased by a monster, but when you add getting chased by these slavish devotees of this monster, it's even more terrifying. It's terrifying thinking of getting ritually sacrificed by this primitive tribe with these weird beliefs, but then actually getting sacrificed and then seeing the monster off in the distance coming towards you. God, it's just terrifying. And I thought it was very interesting. You see the main character kind of being given this choice of either die or join our cult and do this to other people and capture them and sacrifice them to the monster. I thought that was interesting. They could have explored that more and kind of shown the cycle, have the movie end with him capturing this other group of friends. But I like what they did as well. Now, usually any kind of showdown with the actual monster, it can be very corny, but this, I thought the design was just so excellent, and I'm going to delve into it more. I thought the showdown was so satisfying. Now, first of all, it's a descendant of Loki, which I think is hilarious because Ragnarok just came out. It has antlers on its head, but more unsettling is underneath its mouth are what looks like human hands, and it actually does have human hands. It's almost as if it consumed a human being, and then that human being just stayed in its mouth to consume future victims. And then for its face, it's just this massive black with these two dots of yellow for eyes. It almost reminds you of like an evil demonic spirit that's only possessing this form, and really the body is just something that is kind of cobbled together, but really its fundamental form is just this black ghost. And obviously it has some kind of psychic powers. It can tap into your dreams or your nightmares, and it can take the form of your loved ones or people you feel guilty about. And I thought it was a mix of completely original. Like, I've never seen a monster that looks anything like this, but nonetheless very scary and unsettling. So bottom line, I love this movie. I love the atmosphere and the slow building dread of the first half of the movie, but more importantly, I love that it actually took a risk and towards the end showed us the monster, showed us the monster's worshippers, and in doing that, I think the risk pulled off and made something really special.